In our day, there was no such thing as a Father's Day celebration. Every Sunday was Father's Day for us because every Sunday he spent with us.
He would take out his guitar. We had sing-alongs, we had celebrations on other occasions. So he didn't miss out in that sense. I want you to tell me why you walked out on me. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to know that since you walked out on me, nothing seems to be the same old way. That was one of my father's favorites, and you know, he had many, but this one was far and away the best known. Even sometimes he'd walk into a hotel where a band was playing and they'd play this song for him because they knew that this was really his number one. Hello everybody, I'm Deborah Barker, and my shoulder is still to the wheel because I haven't retired, though people do ask me from time to time, when are you going to retire? I've been in practice for decades now, and I'm in the area of dispute resolution. I do both arbitration and litigation, so still fighting.
I'm Carla. I've been in practice since 1976, so a different era, and I've formally retired from full practice in 2017, but of course I've carried on as a consultant, still have a practicing certificate.
In primary 2, when they asked us to do a picture of what you wanted to be, I didn't dare articulate it. I didn't draw a lawyer, I drew a nun. But I wasn't being true to myself then.
It was just such a natural progression, He was the lawyer, we respected the law and doing right and doing the right thing. But then by the time we were teenagers, the dining table at home became the center of our family connections. And so then it was always talking to him. And if it was not talking about, by that time he was in politics. So it was maybe talking about what happened in Parliament, what happened in cabinet meetings. And it was just very natural that we would also go on and be lawyers because law was just like breathing in our house.
But I would say that I do remember the conversation my father had with Carla. He did not have one with me, where he tried to explain to her the drawbacks of going into the law, the stresses, the tensions.
It's not Perry Mason, he said. They think it's Perry Mason, but it's not.
The strains for a woman, he mentioned that, and how a client can turn against you. So he highlighted all those things, the bad parts of law. And I would say that, well, it took a few years, but I did realize at the end he was absolutely right. But of course, I never regretted the decision because the good things do outweigh the bad. So I would say I heard that conversation, but it didn't deter me one little bit. And I went on to choose the law, and having once chosen the law, it was like understood that we would make, the law our profession. It wouldn't be that we would become a law teacher or anything like that. It was just understood. Well, I knew that he thought that I should be SC, and he was very pleased and proud when I was so appointed. But at that time, he was already very ill. So in a sense, it was my fault. I should have been appointed SC earlier than he could have been. Celebrated it in, more his usual way. He was a little quiet and subdued because of his ill health. But nevertheless, he made the effort to come to the High Court, and it really was his last opening of the legal year, because he attended the High Court opening of the legal year, and he got to see a lot of the people that he knows in the law. And the Chief Justice then, Mr. Yong Pang Hao, made the effort actually to go over to him and invite him to join the judges for the little eats that we have at the opening. So I would say, yes, it was a special day for him and me. If I can be frank, he was wonderful. He was a fantastic father in all those decades. He was somebody I could look up to and lean on. But apart from that, he was also a fun father. With him, we did music. He played hockey in the garden with a set of golf clubs provided by Lee Kuan Yew with his children. And we were quite young then. And then in older years, we had badminton tournaments in the garden with the Yong family, our friends. So he was a fun father and also someone that you could respect and lean on. You know, someone that I looked up to all those decades that we were together.
Absolutely, the best. Extremely caring. I mean, he looked after us when we were little. When we had chicken pox, he would come home from work every day and then paint the spots with, whatever medication they had so that we wouldn't itch and scratch ourselves. I mean, 4 children, 4 lots of spots to paint, and he used to come home and do that. And when we were well, he used to play games with us. We used to play snakes and ladders. We used to play Ludo. And my father was the cheer team. So, yeah, he was really a fun father and one who made sure we were always well and happy. And not demanding at all. It wasn't how did you do in your exams. It was always, are they happy? They've done well enough, and are they happy with their results? And that's good enough for him.
We evolved. Things changed for us, but we always continued to respect him and look up to him. He loved music, we loved music, and we really felt that to remember him, we had to give him something special that he would really like. So, I mean, it wasn't really a big issue at all, to sing at his service.
People who came and performed with us were just the musicians that he used to play with at parties. In the latter part of his life, he had made friends with musicians, and there was a group that used to come and sing with him or come to the parties, the birthday parties, their wedding anniversary, or even my grandmother's party. There was this group of musicians who would come. And they all turned up, and they did say to us, how do you want us to play? And we said, we just want you to sing how you sing, because that's what our father liked.